Students, in this chapter, we will study about motion, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, and different quantities, physical quantities regarding with the motion. So first we can see that change in position. First, there is rest. Position does not change with time, as we can see here how the things are lying in the rest and there is no change of position, but in motion we can see that how, yes, in motion we can see how the position changes with time. So from here we can say that it is when position changes with time, it is called motion. Okay, yes. As in lower classes we have studied about the different type of motion: rectilinear, circular, rotational and periodic. These are the some types of motion which occurs in our daily life also. Okay, now we have how we can describe motion. Motion is the change in position of a body with time. Motion can be described in terms of the distance moved or the displacement. We can describe motion as the distance moved or distance covered or the displacement. Now, distance moved, it is the actual path of the anyone traveled by a body. It can be any object, it can be anything. So we can say that it is the actual length of the path traveled by a body. Now displacement, it is the length of the shortest path traveled by a body from its final position to its initial position. For example, if a body starts moving in a straight line from origin O and moves through C and B and reaches A, then moves back and reaches C through B, then distance traveled is, yes, as we can see, total distance traveled will be equals to the actual length, how much length is covered by that object. So here 60 plus 35 is 95 kilometer, because he moves through C and B and then reaches to A. But displacement is 25, because it is the shortest path traveled by a body from its initial position to its final position. The shortest distance or the shortest path traveled by any object is called its displacement. Now we have, yes, we have two types of motion: uniform motion and non-uniform motion. First, uniform motion: if a body travels equal distance in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in uniform motion because it travels equal distances in equal intervals of time. Second, non-uniform motion: if a body travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. So here we can see that how in non-uniform motion body travels unequal distances in equal interval of time, but in uniform motion body travels equal distances in equal intervals of time. Now uniform motion and non-uniform motion in detail. First, uniform motion, we all know that when a body travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in uniform motion. And second, non-uniform motion: if a body travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. Third, we have speed. Speed of a body is the distance traveled by the body in unit time. Speed equals to distance upon time. Yes, speed equals to distance upon time. If a body travels a distance s in time t, then its speed v equals to s upon t. Okay, and the SI unit of speed is meter per second, because we know the unit of distance is meter and time is second. So here speed unit will be meter per second. Speed has only magnitude, that's why it is called scalar quantity. Okay, and now we have average speed. It is the ratio of the total distance traveled to the total time taken. Average speed equals to total distance traveled upon the total time taken. If there is number of speeds, then we can calculate the average speed by the formula total distance traveled upon the total time taken. From here we can see that how the distance varies in uniform and non-uniform motion, and how we can explain by the help of example the term or the concept speed. So the speed, we know the distance covered by an object in a unit time is called the speed of the object. For example, a car covers a distance of 100 kilometers in 1 hour, a bus covers a distance of 50 kilometers in 1 hour, then the speed of the car is more than the speed of the bus. Since the speed of most objects are not constant, the speed is the average speed. So that's time, if the speed is not constant, we will calculate the average speed as we already talk about it, that is total distance covered upon total time taken. Yes, now in uniform motion, if the speed of an object is constant, it is said to be uniform motion because speed doesn't changes, it is remain constant. But in non-uniform motion, speed of an object keeps changing, that's why we are saying it non-uniform motion. And as we already discussed about non-uniform motion, that when unequal distances covers in equal intervals of time, it is called as non-uniform motion. But in terms of speed, we have also to see that the speed of the object keeps changing in non-uniform motion. From here we can see that when we specify speed with direction, or when we talk about speed but with also the direction, then we can say the rate of motion of a body is more meaningful if we specify its direction of motion along with its speed. Okay, when we explain and when we talk about the speed but also with respect to direction, then the quantity which specifies both the direction of motion and speed is called velocity. Yes, velocity is what which specifies both the direction of motion and speed. So that's why we have formula velocity of a body is the displacement of the body per unit upon time, that is velocity equals to displacement upon time. So we can say displacement upon time. Okay, since velocity has both magnitude and direction, so it is a vector quantity. We know that vector quantities are those who have magnitude and direction. Now average velocity, it is the ratio of the total displacement to the total time taken. When the velocities are more, then we can say the average velocity will be calculated as the ratio of the total displacement to the total time taken. Average velocity is also the mean of initial velocity u and final velocity v. So average velocity will be initial velocity plus final velocity upon 2, that is u plus v upon 2. And speed and velocity have the same unit meter per second, but velocity differs only with respect to the direction. Direction is mentioned in the velocity term. There is a difference table between the speed and velocity. First point, in speed and velocity, the distance traveled by a body in unit time, and then velocity, the distance traveled by a body in a specific direction in a unit time interval. It is the displacement per unit time. There is a difference in first point, that in the velocity, distance with respect to the distance and time, direction is also mentioned, but speed only calculates distance upon time. Second formula, speed equals to distance upon time and velocity equals to displacement upon time. Third, it is a scalar quantity, no direction given, but in velocity it is a vector quantity because with respect to the magnitude, direction is also given. SI unit, both SI unit is same because yes, both have same, that is distance and time meter per second, displacement and time meter per second. So that's why we can say from here how we can say that units are same. If we know the unit of distance meter and time second, so it is meter per second, and displacement also meter and time second, so it is also meter per second. By example we can see that how we can more clear, more understand the concept of speed and velocity. The car covers a distance of 20 km due east in 2 hours, and truck covers 60 km in 3 hours due west. What is their speed and velocity? From here we can calculate the speed of car, speed of truck, and speed of velocity of car and velocity of truck. But we can see that the formulas calculated the speeds but and velocity, but here direction also mentioned that are for the car east and for the truck west. So we can say that there is a difference between the speed and velocity in terms of direction. So truck moves faster than car, hence speed and velocity decide how fast a body is moving. Now we have, from this we can also see that speed versus velocity, how the simplification. Speed is simply how fast you are traveling. The car is traveling at speed of 20 meter per second, and velocity, speed in a given direction. The car is traveling at velocity of 20 meter per second east, because in this we are describing the direction also. Yes, rate of change of velocity. During uniform motion of a body in a straight line, the velocity remains constant, as we already studied. In this case, the change in velocity at any time interval is zero, because no speed change, then no velocity change. But during non-uniform motion, the velocity changes with time, because we also know that in the non-uniform motion speed changes, so that's why velocity changes. Okay, in this case the change in velocity at any time interval is not zero, because variation of velocity is there, variation of speed is there. It may be positive or negative. So the quantity which specifies changes in velocity is acceleration. So acceleration is what? It is the change in velocity of a body per unit time, or the rate of change of velocity. We have formula acceleration equals to change in velocity upon time. If the velocity of a body changes from the initial value u to final value v in time t, then the acceleration formula will be a equals to v minus u upon t, and the SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. And the uniform acceleration, if the change in velocity is equal in equal interval of time, it is uniform acceleration. And non-uniform acceleration, if the change in velocity is unequal in equal intervals of time, it is non-uniform acceleration. Now we have two type of acceleration, positive and negative acceleration. Positive acceleration, if your velocity is changing in the negative direction and the velocity is negative. Okay, if the velocity is changing in the negative direction, then the velocity will remains negative. And if the velocity is changing in the positive direction, then the velocity is positive always. Negative acceleration increases speed when moving in negative direction, decreases its speed when moving in a positive direction, moves in a direction opposite of the positive direction. So clearly we can see that negative acceleration occurs when initial velocity is greater than the final velocity. Okay, we can see the graph also, that how here is their graph is shown in the opposite or direction of the positive direction. So generally we have to remember that when initial velocity is greater than the final velocity, then the acceleration will be negative. And in the positive direction, positive acceleration, we have to keep in mind that when we can see by the graph also that how graphs increases, because here initial velocity is always less than final velocity. That's why the increase, the straight line has shown. And we can see also that how, if we say this thing in this way, that in when final velocity is greater than initial velocity, then the acceleration will be the positive acceleration, because the final velocity will be greater than the initial velocity. Yes, thank you students.